having difficult conversations is inevitable, but those talks can actually strengthen your relationship instead of hurting it. And our next guest is going to teach us the tools to navigate those challenging times. So please welcome certified advanced mediator Elizabeth Esrey. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Yes.
I'm so
Thank you.
You know, I think one thing that makes our show unique is we really do dive into some difficult conversations. It's been heated at this table, but at the end of the day, I would say us five are our chemistry and our relationship is stronger than anybody I know in my life because we've been able to go there.
Right. But if people are not lucky enough to have, you know, 4 or 5 other people to lean on, they need somebody like you, a mediator. So please explain to me and our audience, what is a mediator and how long have you been one?
So a mediator does exactly what you guys do. They convene people to a table to have a difficult, albeit direct conversation in a safe space. And just like you guys made me feel safe coming here, I hope I make my clients feel safe. And once they feel safe, they can delve into where they disagree, why they disagree, and what they can do differently so that they can live more harmoniously together. So I've been a mediator for over 20 years.
All right, so to dive into what Sam was saying, because I totally believe in that. So as a mediator, do you think that disagreements are healthy? I think they are just with my wife. I think they are with my coworkers, my close friends, because we grow from that disagreement, at least in my world.
I totally agree. I think it's how you disagree that can have some negative implications, but Galileo saying the world is round was a disagreement. Susan B. Anthony talking about women's suffrage movement. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I mean, think about where we would be if we didn't disagree. I think it's part of progress. I think it's essential. I think the only mistakes we make is when we don't disagree in proper fashion.
Well, are there certain words or phrases that people should avoid when working through a disagreement?
I try not to ban books and phrases. I think, I let people be organic, but I do think there are things that get misconstrued as disagreements. Bullying is not disagreeing. Derogatory terms, marginalizing people, that's not disagreeing. That's completely different. So in my mediation, there's a certain decorum. I also encourage people to not speak about absolutes. Everybody, you never listen, you always do this, nobody likes that. I think those hinder progress when we're talking about disagreeing in a healthy fashion. I would encourage my clients and I would encourage all of us to sort of own our convictions and articulate them as authentically as possible and doing what you guys say. Look, we disagree, but we respect each other. And I think if you're authentic about your convictions and you're there to share them with people, not can evangelize people into your way of thinking, then I think it usually takes care of itself. I'm the least important person in the room. The people who come to me are so much more sophisticated because they're tired of the Jerry Springer issues and the moments, and they want to be better and they want to do better. Like you said earlier, for their next generation, for their own parenting skills and for how they model to their children, they want to put the swords down and just sort of have a safe conversation where they can feel comfortable disagreeing.
So let's talk about that safe conversation, because I often have hard conversations up here, and in the end, we're still family. What do you do with the end of the conversation when you guys haven't come to an agreement? There's this sort of awkward moment there. Is it okay to just end with, let's agree to disagree? Especially with that break in my voice there, agree to disagree.
Absolutely. Like, what if the election last time just we agreed to disagree instead of do what we did? We didn't win that, or I don't know where, I'm not, but someone didn't win that election, someone did, and we can just agree that we have to disagree, and we're going to have to do that the next election. Not everybody's going to get the president they want, and we're going to have to agree to disagree for the sake of our children and for America and for our own sanity.
Totally. I was going to say our sanity as well.
I know. Elizabeth, everything you're saying, I mean, our viewers are really vibing with you. So we appreciate you. In fact, Julia says Elizabeth is giving us intelligent and needed advice. We appreciate you coming on. To our viewers, if you want to learn more from Elizabeth, you can visit her website, esreymediation.com. Thank you again, Elizabeth.
Very helpful.
So
we'll be right
important.
back.